video today. I hope you are having a most excellent day and that it is warm where you are, because I'm going to tell you what, it is bright, sunny, and warm today, and I am so grateful. This winter has felt like it's been on for 8 months. Oh, man. Sunny beaches and palm trees in Florida. That's where my soul's at right now. Anyway, in here, I know in reality I'm in East Tennessee, but I know where I want to be. But guys, in this video, I want to talk to you about what's been on my mind for a considerable amount of time, but man, it just keeps eating at me, is to get your house in order. Now, right before I digress on this, I want to tell you I was wiring today, doing some electrical work, and the thought went through my mind that if I could be given anything right now, you know, whether it be $5 billion or go back in time for a day, I swear I would go back in time for one day. I would wake up in the 80s and I would get in the truck with my dad and go to the milling company and get, you know, feed for the farm or whatever, and I'd get me a little grape soda drink or a Coca-Cola out of the coin machine, and I'd go home and I'd eat dinner with my grandmother and grandfather, and I'd go out and either ride a horse or get my bicycle or go through the neighborhood, see some of my old friends. I'd make the most of that day. I'm going to tell you what, that'd be the longest day of my life, because I'd cash in every single minute of it, all I could. I still remember this day when I was a little boy, all the things, all the good times, and it's just like, those times are gone, bro. And it's not just in my life. Like, there is 3 generations, even up to 4 generations breathing air right now. And, you know, you talk to all your elders and they tell you, man, it's like just the craziest time I ever seen. And, you know, a lot of my content, I know it seems like, I guess that would be labeled negative or morbid or depressing, but it's just the facts of the times that we're living in. And furthermore, you know, I'm sure people got sick of hearing like Jeremiah and Isaiah and all these prophets in their day. You know, I mean, I've just mentioned 2 of them. I mean, I can just only imagine the frustration that they had. I mean, literally from Isaiah to Zechariah, you name it. I mean, like, I am sure those people hated them men. Not because that as a person, but just because they told it like it was. I guarantee it. And, you know, with that said, is when I was reminiscing, and I'll say this and then I'll get right to the core of this video and the thoughts that's been on my mind, is that I'm so grateful how good my childhood was, how good my youth was, how good even my 20s into my 30s was. Because I'm going to tell y'all what, it has been hell on wheels the past 10 years, and especially since said event in 2019. That has just been a complete rewire of the world. I don't care who you are, you're lost in space if you believe otherwise. It's just facts. Your money's worth half. Most people is in the dirt, taking a dirt nap because they made just one decision during that time frame. Governments are at war, and every other day you never know what the political spectrum's going to look like. I could just keep going. And it is the situation that we're dealing with. But the craziest thing of all is, you know, AI is the giant of our generation. And it is, to me, the idol, the great idol that was placed in the plain of Dura. And I have every belief in my heart at this point that that deity looked like modern Statue of Liberty. Because when you look at the Babylonians and the deities, they worshipped them, especially that one. And I don't want to say the pagan deities' names anymore, guys. But if you look up the, you know, Nebuchadnezzar and especially his idolatry and stuff, I guarantee you that was the image that was set up in the plain of Dura. And I'm telling you what, I'm not bending the knee. I'm not bending the knee to AI and to this beast system and all this stuff's coming. And I'm telling you, as a person that didn't participate in 2019 through, I am telling you right now, up to pain of death, still not complying. And I know the New World Order people know that. I know they know what's going through people's minds. And they know that there's people like me that no matter what, a joker is just not going to get with this jive. And that's okay, because they know who they serve and I know who I serve. And, lines are being drawn in the sand. It's so clear to me. I mean, it is one of the biggest things that has reiterated to me to get my house in order. Just that alone is because there has been a blur for years, decades, even ever since I've been prepping. But it is very crystal clear to me now, the lines that are being drawn in the sand, and where people's like, okay, I'll comply to here, I'll comply to here. Oh, I'm totally down for that. Oh, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. You see this line being drawn. And, on top of that, Dabu 7 now, I think it is. I can't remember how many sevens it is in it. But nevertheless, he shared the other day that, inside the Vatican, the great whore Babylon, that in the Roman Church, they have one more plaque space for the popes to be placed on the wall. So Francis is on the wall, and they have room for one more. And I forget the prophecy of the popes, Malachi. I believe he said there was 422 before and 422 after the mid of the prophecy, I believe was. And I don't want to misquote that, but anyway, the set amount of popes. Interestingly enough, there is one last spot on the wall for the last pope. And I'm going to tell you, the short space that we are in, this thing is winding down. And, the prophecy of the popes talks about that Peter Romanus, I believe it is, Petra Romanus or something like that, is that he would be the one to shepherd the flock through the great and tribulations. And we are living in time of tribulation. And if this ain't the tribulation, we are literally at the doorstep. And for sure, when the trumpets start, you ain't going to convince me that we are not in the tribulation, okay? Because that is game on, all right? And, the people, I think, are waiting for, like, some mass religious revival out here. And it's like, bruh, like, what is it, 2 Timothy chapter 3 talks about that, evil men will wax worse and deceive and be deceived. And we have, absolutely, in the generation that we're in right now, we have that absolutely taken place. And everyone is feeling the shift in the world. World level, local level, individually. I'm telling you, there is something to do on a quantum physics level. Energy-wise, I don't care what people say in their spirit. I feel a shift. I felt whenever where I do some work at that they were going to downsize, and they downsized. I had a feeling my dad was going to die. He died. I had a feeling Trump was going to win, and all these things come to my mind, and it was just like a flood. And I made that video and told everybody, even before the election, XYZ was going to go down, and this was what was put in my spirit. And then he got elected, and all the stuff's going down. And it's like, I have a feeling about other things that's coming that I'll discuss later on. I don't feel the emphasis to cover it at this moment, but I feel a shift, and I've continued to feel a shift, and there's this urgency like never before. I mean, gosh, I'm telling you, ever since even back to the very beginning when I first come out of Babylon, I have not felt this urgency to get my life and house and myself in order like now. And the good times are gone. I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I turned in my time at my job I work regular, in between my contracting work and crypto mining and stuff I do. I turned in my time because I'm like, hey, whatever time I've accrued here, I'm going and taking vacation soon. Because I feel that if you're wanting experiences, if you're wanting time with your family, if you're wanting to accomplish the things that your heart desires, call it a bucket list, whatever, you need to get it done. When I took me and the guys, we worked in Texas, I don't know, 6 months ago or so. I can't remember. It's not been too terribly long ago. I almost wanted to go deep sea fishing. We got down there. I looked up a charter, paid it. We went deep sea fishing because I'm telling you, like, I'm marking my bucket list off straight up because I know that there is a massive wind down of the ability to come and go, buy and sell, adventures, experiences. I mean, it is. We are going the squeeze. I can feel it coming, and if you have not done something to get prepared, you need to get prepared. And if you have not capitalized on time with your family and adventures and chasing the passions and the joys and the dreams that you wanted, you need to try to capitulate that as soon as possible, because I feel like that window of opportunity is closing. And and I know the end of the age is upon us. That's one thing, but there is, before the end of the age, there is this massive run-up of Satan's kingdom. And, for those that say we're in a little season, all right, you do your thing. But for those of us that are preparing for the 7 trumpets of Revelation, I mean, this world's about to break loose in tribulation. All right, and, you just need to make good on the time that you have left. Because, what is that song on country music, Live Like You're Dying? I know this, from the minute I was born, I have an expiration date. It might be today. It might be tomorrow. It might be 5 minutes from now. It might be 20, 30 more years down the road, y'all will. And I'd like to live to see the new kingdom come and walk through the gates. That would be most epic. But the meter is running. And the meter on this world is running. And the meter on good times is at a drip. Okay, the faucet is turning down. And so I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go sit up on the beach, on the seashore, y'all willing. And I am going to make the most out of the time I have left with my family, because I know what is ahead. And I see the darkness. I see the clouds forming. And I see the storm that is coming. And all these facets, all these loose screws of the New World Order, and all these things that have just been lingering are finally starting to come together. And of course, at the epicenter of that is AI and the beast system and all these things. And it's like, for those that have eyes to see, ears to hear, and feel what the Ruach HaKodesh is moving up on their soul, set apart spirit of the Most High, I know it is not just me. I have talked to pastors. I have talked to my friends that are preppers and believers, and I talk to people in ministry, and I travel constantly, domestic and abroad. And it is and when I say abroad, now I have traveled a lot abroad, but I mean, that ain't been as recent. But everywhere I've went and I talked to people, domestic or abroad, believers, and whether it be Gentile converts to the nations, to the truth and keep the Torah, or whether it be Hebrews, everyone I've talked to, they're all on the same page and one accord and one mind on this stuff, guys. I mean, like, we can have different views and beliefs on a lot of things, but when it comes down to this, everybody's feeling the shift. I don't know if to label this video the shift or label it something else. But I mean, it is what it is. And so I'm telling you this, just get prepared, because you can feel it, you can sense it, you can see it. And from the river Euphrates drying up to all the other prophetic things that's going on, it's getting wild out here. So guys, stay vigilant, stay awake. And as always, till we see you again here at 7 Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make His face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. In Yahushua name.